In addition to synchronizing at the venue experiences with your events, you also have the ability to add default content to your at the venue experiences so that whether you're creating an experience from scratch or synchronizing it with your own events, every time you create an experience, that default content will automatically be associated with it. And to create and add default content, we're going to go back into the checklist over here where it says default content and click here. At the top of this area are some default content items that we can manage. The first is hashtag. So with every at the venue experience, you're going to have a social area, and that social area is going to have a hashtag associated with it. Now, if you're creating an experience from scratch and you do not have any default content, then it's going to prompt you to add a hashtag every time you create the experience. And that works great if you have a different hashtag associated with each event. But if you have a generic hashtag that's associated with your organization as opposed to an event-specific hashtag, then you don't want to have to enter that in every time you create an at the venue experience. So you can put that hashtag here, and then it will become default content that's associated with every experience going forward. Similarly, you can also add a sponsor with a link to their website. So if you do have, for example, a mobile app sponsor for the season, then you may want to highlight them with every at the venue experience. Or if you have a major sponsor for the season, you may want to highlight them at every at the venue experience. And you can do that by putting in that default content here. You also have the ability to switch and manage your time zone as necessary and have that automatically be associated with every at the venue experience. If you do change anything here, please be sure to click on Update. There are also 3 additional areas of default content below. So you can add default things to know, default offers, and default custom actions. So things to know enables you to highlight specific items of interest for your audience, things that might help them have a deeper, more positive experience. There may be things to know that are specific to an event. For example, trivia about the artists who are involved in the creation of the work, background information about events or things that are mentioned in the work. But then again, there may be things that you want to include by default. So, for example, if you continually want to remind people to stop by the box office on the night of a show to see if they can upgrade their seats for a seat closer to the stage, then you could add that here as a default thing to know. So you simply click on there, and you would put in the name for a thing to know. So you may put upgrade your seat. You would select an image. We do encourage a 500 pixel wide by 250 pixel tall image. And then you would put in the text associated with that thing to know. And click on Add, and that would add it to the list of your default things to know. You'll also notice on the side here that you can determine if you want your default things to know to appear at the top of the list or at the bottom of the list. In addition to things to know, you can have default offers. So offers can encourage people to come back. You may have offers for upcoming events, but you may have a more general offer. Perhaps you're working with a restaurant down the street and they've agreed to provide any of your patrons who shows a ticket stub with a free drink. So you could go in here and add that as a default offer. And you simply click there, you put in the name for the offer as you want it to appear in the list, and then you're going to add an image. Now, if you know this is going to be the only offer that you're going to have featured, then you may add a 600 pixel by 800 pixel tall image. But if you anticipate that you may have additional offers on that same page, then we would encourage you to use a 500 pixel by 250 pixel tall image. Every image is also going to have a header associated with it that's going to draw the user's attention and get them to tap for more information. And that information that they're trying to get to is going to be here in the description area. The intention for this area is to tell the user how to redeem that particular offer. And you have the ability to use anything available in the HTML editor, so you can format text, you can add tables, you can add bullets, you can insert images or manipulate the HTML, whatever you need to do for that offer area. So in addition to things to know and default offers, you also have the ability to have your own default custom actions. So say for example, you continually would like to encourage people to donate to your organization when they're attending an event. You could come in here and add an action. So you add a default action, and maybe the default action's name is donate, and you could be linking that to a donate page in your app, or you could be linking it directly to an external website where they could donate to your organization. And when you have put in the name for the action and the link where it's going, then you would simply click add, and that would add it to your list. So again, anything you add here will automatically be associated with an experience, regardless of whether you create it from scratch or whether it's synchronized from your list of events.